All right, quick story. I want to tell you guys about the first time that I was ever published in a magazine. So I was in my office earlier and I was trying to straighten some things up, and I was cleaning off a shelf back there, and I found this picture that it's a print that I had made of the first time that I was ever published in a magazine, which I thought was the coolest thing ever. And it wasn't just like any little magazine, it was Time magazine, which, you know, I have no idea how big a magazine Time magazine is right now, but back in the day it was huge. So I just want to share the story of how this 24-year-old nobody photographer wound up landing a picture in Time magazine of all places. So it was the Ohio State-Michigan game in November of 2004. And as I'm trying to, cover the game and the whole story of the game and all that good stuff, I see this group of guys up in the stands, kind of low, closer to the field, and they're wearing the old Jim Tressel sweater vests, and all of them are dressed like Jim Tressel, and they're doing the OHIO and all that stuff. And so I got several pictures of them and kind of figured that these would go deep into the gallery somewhere, not really as a featured photo for anything, just kind of a supplementary picture. So anyway, a couple months later, I get a commission check from the wire agency that tells me, who the client was that had purchased it. It was Time magazine. So I'm like, well, that's crazy. I gotta go see. So I call and I say, hey, do you have any idea when this went in? And they tell me it was the January of 2005 issue. So I didn't have a subscription to Time magazine. I couldn't find that magazine anywhere, but I went to a local library and they had it. So I was able to take it and scan those two pages, and that way I had a copy of it for myself. But I never did get an actual copy of that magazine, and I've been thinking about this ever since I found this picture. I don't know if these guys in the picture ever realized that they were in Time magazine. So if you guys out there in the world know who these guys are and can identify them from literally 20 years ago, that would be cool to see. Now, I guess if I had been doing my job right as a proper photojournalist, I would have gone up into the stands, got those guys' names, and then that way it would be on the record forever and there would be no confusion on who these guys are. So my bad. So yeah, young photographers or any photographers trying to get out there and do something like that, it was a really cool moment for me. I hope something like that happens for you. But it's just so random how it was the photo you never expected, just kind of took off. And I guess in that way it's similar to these videos on TikTok or Instagram Reels or whatever. The ones you put so much effort into don't seem to do anything, and then just the most random ones will take off and get 1 million views or whatever. But yeah, that was the first one, and from there I've had several things published in other places, and Sports Illustrated and ESPN and those kind of cool ones that that was my goal in the first place. But I'll take Time magazine. That's cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, and for some of you younger photographers out there, hopefully you found this to be motivating, because I know it was definitely motivating for me. So